good afternoon. It's good to be able to have everyone here today for the Texas Bigfoot Film Festival. Glad to be here with you guys. My name is Daniel Allen Jones, and I am providing the media today to be able to play all the films, and thanks to the awesome venue we have here to be able to support all of the people that are going to be a part of this event today, and for everyone that's coming to watch. This is a really awesome opportunity for us to see some of the different parts of Bigfoot cinema that some have been around for years and years, and some are a little bit more new. This is something that, again, thanks to Craig Woolheater, we're glad to be able to put this together. And so I'm just going to make a quick announcement that there's a schedule we're going to try to stick with, so keep in mind we will have a few breaks throughout the day. We're going to try to see if we can fit everyone in to introduce the film a little bit, and then play the movie, and then stick to his schedule. So we appreciate your patience. So I'm going to just mention really quickly, we've got Dave Coleman's going to introduce the lineup and everything we're going to be talking about. He's going to tell us a little bit about his book as well, and that's going to be here in just a moment. The first film we're going to be watching is Southern Fried Bigfoot at 2 o'clock, and then we're going to go a little bit later on at 3:15. We've got Creature from Black Lake. At 5 o'clock, we've got the Abominable Snowman of the Himalayas. And then later at 7, we've got the Legend of Boggy Creek. And to end things off, later on at 8:45, we're going to play Exists. And after all of the films, we'll see about having a Q&A with all the remaining speakers. We will have a few Zoom calls for the guests who couldn't make it here in person. So that's going to be something we'd like to be able to provide for you guys as well. And so again, we're going to actually try to see if we can stick to the schedule. I think that's always hard to do when you're doing a movie marathon or something, so we appreciate your patience with that. Without any further ado, I'd like to introduce Dave Coleman up to the stage. Dave.
Hello. Hello. Wow. Well, when I was 14, I worked in a local little movie theater in West Point, Mississippi, and it looked like this, but before the restoration. And so it's wonderful to stand before you in a theater this beautiful. I tell you, it's a gorgeous theater. And a great place to see these films, because like many of you, I bet you've seen these films on really bad VHS copies. You probably had to download or stream really marginal. So it's a great chance to see them the way they were really intended by the filmmakers. With an audience too. It's a big difference. I'm going to just do a little introduction for each person who will come up. Like Sean's going to come up, Sean Whitley, for his film, and he's going to tell you a little bit about it, an introduction. But I want to tell you a little bit about Sean, so you know who you're dealing with. First of all, as my son said, this guy did Shin Godzilla tap. He broke the Shin Godzilla stroke. So I mean, for some people, this is enough of a bona fide, but I think that John's real contribution, and he'll talk about it more, is really in his documentary. He put Southern Bigfoot on the map. And sure, in Boggy Creek and things we've talked about prior, that it's already emblematic and it's there, but nobody is really taking it seriously and making it as a documentary until he does. And I think it made a big impact. I think at the time it was much more like, hey, look, another Bigfoot film. But I think in time it's kind of become, it has stature as a documentary because of what it captures. And I always personally love these documentaries that really go on and capture the people so that in time you get to look back and see the people more for who they were. I would encourage you to do that today for all of the films, because there's a certain level of nostalgia in all of these films that you really need to be able to access your inner child to appreciate. They're often seemingly, some of them can seem a little bit banal by today's standards, but I encourage you to look at the way Bigfoot's being treated in the films and to think and reflect about the way the evolution from Abominable Snowman all the way to Exists. And try as you're watching the films to kind of think about what each filmmaker had to do to get that new vision across. It wasn't just automatic. These are largely independently financed films, so the creators really have control, and that gives these films a very unique impact artistically.